and hopefully it'll
There we go.
good stuff.
Awesome. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for getting on here with me. I know last week we had a mishap.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, I'm glad we could do it now.
Yeah, man. So, since we're already recording, we'll go ahead and get started. Is that cool?
Let's do it. I'm good to jump right in.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, so thanks again for coming on the show, man. I know who you are very well, and I'm sure some of the viewers do too, but for those who don't know, just explain who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm David Richter. I own a fractional CFO company. If you're like, what the heck is that? We could talk about that later. But I also authored a book. It's called Profit First for Real Estate Investing. If you've never heard of Profit First, it's all about like making sure you can pay yourself first, like all those other books say, but it gives a system behind it. I've been doing that for about 5.5 years now and teaching that and getting that out there. Before that, I was in the real estate space, was part of a company for about 5 years from 2014 to about 2018, 19, where we were doing about 25 deals a month. But we were spending 26 worth of deals out the door. So that sucked. That's what took me on this whole road to what I'm doing today because making money and keeping money are two different skill sets.
Yeah.
We did not have the keep money skill set back then, and that's what I've been on an active pursuit to not only have for myself, but to teach to others. So there's a very high level overview of what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love what you're doing. So, I first found you through your book. I purchased your book and I read your book and I acted on it. And, I found you online and was like, I got to follow this guy. So that's how we're here. Um,
Oh,
how, like, what was the process like? Right. Because you were doing this before you wrote the book, right?
correct. I was. Yep.
So what was the process? Because writing a book is not easy. What was
No.
that process like for you?
No, it's not. So I was implementing Profit First for about a year before I reached out to Mike McAllowitz, who wrote the original Profit First book, because that was the template. That was the first book that gave the principles. But then, Profit First, since it's an actual system, can be applied to different businesses, but the different businesses are all, they're all different, right? They've got different aspects and elements. Since I had such a background in real estate, I'm like, there should be one for real estate investing because, like, not all the dollars that come in are income. You could get a private money loan or it could be a repayment or something or whatever it might be. And so I reached out to Mike and just, I shot my shot with him. I
Yeah.
said, hey, I got a background in real estate. I've been implementing Profit First. And that's where I got him to agree to have me write Profit First for real estate investing. So that's how I got the deal. Then from there, thankfully, he pointed me to his writing partner, which had a whole like 16-week course on writing a book, like an illegitimate book that you're going to publish. What publishers should you use? What route should you go? Should you
Yeah.
go self-publish? Should you go through an actual publisher? Like just the book world was something I had never entered before. So this was such a blessing to me to like to go through this because, like you said, a book is a huge undertaking. And it's like from the outlining the book to titling the book to then, all the chapters. And then once you actually have it written and getting it edited and all the different steps was very helpful to have someone walk me through that. Her name is AJ Harper, and she runs the Top Three workshop, which she still does it, I believe, for people that want to write books. But that helped me go through the actual process. The process took like 18 months in total from 3 months of writing, like 9 months of editing, and then the rest of the time was like marketing and getting it out the door once it actually, was published. So that's the book writing process was definitely interesting and nothing I had done before because I was just in real estate and entrepreneurship up to that point.
Man, that's incredible. Do you plan on doing any other books?
I believe I have more books inside of me. They're just not out there yet. I've outlined a few, and I think there could be some in the future.
Oh, you better do it. You better put that out there, man. I'm ready to read some more. I read every day, so I'd love to add more of your books to my library. Um, so let's get into profit first, man. So let's act like I have no idea what it is. I have a business. My numbers are all crazy. How can you help me?
So I'll tell how what profit first is and go down that road
Yeah.
because that I feel like is the gateway into better numbers for everything
Yes.
inside the business. because Profit First is really a mixture of, think about it like it's Rich Dad Poor Dad, or the book The Richest Man in Babylon, or the Seven Habits book, where they all say the same thing in a different, slightly different manner. It might be pay yourself first, or it might be a portion of all you have is yours to keep, or it might be, put first things first, like in the Seven Habits, where Mike McCowitz and the Profit First message is all about. And a for-profit business, profit does come first to make sure you're actually healthy.
Yeah.
Not that you're money obsessed or money motivated or whatever like that. His message is more like, in order to have a business, if you want this to really fund what you want from life, you actually have to have funds and you have to have cash and you have to have profits. And what I liked about Profit First is it's not just that mindset, that it also has the second part, which is the system, that there's an actual system behind it to manage your cash. Because if you are an entrepreneur who has crazy numbers or books, or a bookkeeper who screwed everything up, or you don't even have a bookkeeper and you don't even love, you're allergic to spreadsheets, it's like wherever you fall on that scale, every day we manage cash in our personal life, in our business life, like cash flows through our fingers. And that's where this gives you a good system for cash. And honestly, at a high level, we can go deeper into Profit First. It's literally the system is the envelope system. That's where it's like you're naming every dollar that comes through. You're just using bank accounts and you're not using like real envelopes like Dave Ramsey's made popular in the personal finance space. So that's the overview of Profit First. And how does it really help you? When you're intentional with every dollar, instead of what most people have, they have what I call the black hole bank account, where all the money comes in and it gets sucked right back out. And they're like, where the heck did all my money go? It's like gone in that swirling vortex of doom, never to be seen again. It's like Profit First says, I want you to stop having all, like all the money commingled into this one big bank account, and I want to give you clarity from the cash perspective. So I'm going to set up different bank accounts and name every dollar that comes through. Because when you're intentional, well, with anything in your life, I don't care if it's money, relationships, time, whenever you're intentional and focused, that thing gets better and expands. So when you focus on keeping more of what you're making and turn it into a system, then you automatically get better at the skill set of keeping money, because now you have a system to back up where you might fall short, like on being able to run, like yourself, or just do it through willpower. It's like we fall to the level of our systems. So that's where I feel like Profit First helps tangibly, and not just from the mindset level where a lot of the other books touch on. But this one is really like the rubber meets the road here. This is really the underlying question that most entrepreneurs ask their bookkeeper and CPAs usually, but those people don't speak the business owner language. They speak accountanese. So
Yeah.
it's like business owner is asking, how do I get more cash and how do I become healthier and less anxiety when it comes to my business? And usually those people can't answer it. It's usually someone that comes in that says, here's how you do it, here's how where you put the money. And so that way you can at least sleep a lot better at night, and versus like, where's all my money going? My CPA just told me we had like a six-figure profitability, but I see like $6 in my bank account. Like, so it
Yeah.
doesn't match up. And that's where this really comes in to fill that gap.
You probably just spoke to so many people's souls right now when you said that. So many business people are watching this and they're like, "Man, that sounds like me." Um, so you wrote the book, you give all that information in your book. I mean, it's not free, but for a very low cost, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Bucks or
so I can read the book and I can put it into action myself, or I could reach out to you, right? And you can walk me through it and help me out, right? Tell me a little bit more about that.
So this is a crazy journey too. I first started my company, Simple CFO. There's that little rocket above. That's our logo. I started that, and I didn't even know what I was when I first opened up. I just wanted to help my friends in real estate get clarity with their money. Then a mentor of mine turned me on to Profit First. I'm like, ooh, I'll do that as well too. I'll give them clarity like in the bookkeeping and the numbers, but then I'll also give them clarity in cash. That turned into, snowballed into what's called a fractional CFO company, where we have, and it's snowballed into a big company. We have fractional CFOs. What the heck is that? It's a part-time chief financial officer. So think of, the white collar ivory tower, you've got a full-time CFO for like these major corporations, right? That they're there 40 hours a week. They come in and they're a financial leader. They might not be doing the bookkeeping, they're not doing the all the day to day, but they're leading. They're doing the orchestrating. They're making sure also the ownership knows and the leadership team knows what the heck is happening from the numbers. So that's what I built on a small scale, like and fractional means part-time and nowhere near the cost of a full-time CFO, but to be able to bring that type of person to a small business where a lot of people, like I said, are asking their bookkeepers and CPAs, like, for the love of God, can you help me? Just help me breathe again. And a lot of those people usually can't because they're not speaking your language, where a CFO should speak business owner. And so that is snowballed into, we have like around 20 CFOs on the team and about 100 clients that are CFO client, like CFO level clients with us in the real estate space because this, like what I just gave everyone there when you said this will resonate with so many people, it does. It
Yeah.
resonates with people hard because they're searching for that. That's like the thing that a lot of people are like, man, I wish we would have had this. I've talked with business owners that have been in business for decades, like, where was this when I first started? Or like, where was profit first? Or like a fractional CFO type company, just to give me some clarity, some peace of mind, and be able to talk to us like that. So that's why I started this whole dang thing. And it's grown to like into this, you know, multi-million dollar company because of like people reaching out, and not because I'm such a great leader, but because it's more of like this is solving a real need in the
Yeah.
day-to-day business lives, and it affects owners' personal lives. Like, this is why I love Profit First. One of the accounts we tell people to set up is Profit. And like what that profit bucket or bank account is, it's for the owner to use personally once a quarter, take money out of there and have fun with the money. And like be able to do those types of things. That's why I love it. And like I love what we do because we're trying to help that business owner really see how the business should benefit them and then feel that benefit, on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, not just always feeling like, where's my money going? There's another month gone by. I'm not any closer. Like there's the month and we don't have any money to finish out the month. Like what the heck is going on? Just all the things that we feel as business owners. I do like to equate what we do to a hospital where the bookkeeper's like a nurse and a CPA is like a surgeon in another wing that's going to take your leg off with the taxes. But then you've got a CFO who's kind of like a private doctor, doesn't work for the IRS or the hospital, but works for you to come in to make sure, are you healthy? Did you get on your exercise bike today? Like, are you doing the things that are going to keep you out of the hospital?
Yeah.
Like to be healthy and to feel good and to go out there and have what you want. But then also, are you just good at a core level? Like, if something does happen and you are like bleeding profusely, like how do we stop the bleeding right now versus I got to wait in the emergency room unless it's just an absolute, overhaul, type thing. So that's what we're doing, and that's why I got started in this. And honestly, I had no idea it was going to snowball into something like this, but it has resonated with a lot of people.
That's awesome, man. I love the analogies there. There's going to be people watching this that's been in business for a while. There's going to be a lot of people who's just getting started in their business. So the right question to ask would be, when is the right time to do profit first?
What the right time to do profit first is when you start your business. That is the best possible time. I would even say here, I don't think I've ever said this on any podcast or anything. So here's a new piece of advice that I want to give, but it's in the same vein. Start the envelope system in your personal life even before you start a business, and
Mm.
you'll get in good habits with your money, and then you can transfer that to your business. If you already have a business and you're just getting started, do it with deal number one. Start good habits where you are. If you're at deal 1000 and you haven't done it up till this point or don't have good habits with your money, start with this next deal. That's what I love about this system. It's that if you just start it, you're starting to be intentional with the money from the very next deal that you do, whether that's the first deal or, like I said, whether that's your 100th deal. It's like it doesn't matter on the scale. It's if you want to get better, start it where you are.
Yeah.
Where I've had multiple people tell me, I wish I would have started this from sale number one.
Yeah. Ah, man, that's so much value there. I love it. So you said you have, like a hundred different clients, right? So
Yep.
my question is, I always like to dig deep into things. So I'm sure some of these clients are successful. Some of them are really successful. Some of them are just average. Do you see certain traits with your most successful clients?
Yes. And it's what makes successful people successful. It's nothing that's different in that they know how to manage money. It's that they know and are emotionally intelligent. Like they're coachable. They'll do what we say, but they're also working on themselves all the time too, like just becoming better
Yeah,
as a human being. And that's the real success that they're doing. And this is why I feel like if you get profit first in place, it is such money and finances are usually such an excuse for people to not grow or to not have the business they want or not get what they want from life.
yeah,
And I feel like if I can just remove this obstacle, you can become better and there won't be anything holding you back now, even the area that you really didn't like. And so our most successful clients, like we even put that in our mission statement, like who we want to work with is someone who makes money. They might feel broke right now, but they're willing to work on themselves and their business. And it's like those are the type of people we like to work with because we see them be the most successful is they make the calls with us priority, where most bookkeeping CPA calls are like pulling teeth. When you meet with the CFO, we're going to establish like a bi-weekly at the bare minimum, rhythm of meetings. So we're proactive, but then we get on to talk about how are your money decisions like, are they getting you to what you really want? So
yeah,
it's like, and if we have someone that's coachable, they're going to take that info and say, okay, let me digest this. Let me see. Okay, I want to do this. Let me implement. And then by next meeting, they've done what they need to do. We've done what we need to do. And boom, like we see that the next month or 3 months later, it's like the cash starts to stack. They start to be successful. They start to grow. And then they get to do other cool things with their business, whether it's in their personal life or whether it's, something that a new division of their business or they grow, whatever it might be. The most successful people just they take action and they really are the people that are coachable. But I mean, those are success principles of
yeah.
life. If they understand that success and they're hungry for it.
Love it, man. So,
Yeah.
you're a pretty successful guy. You look happy. So my question is, when you're not, in the business, in the numbers, how do you spend your time? How do you get away from the business?
Sure. I am a man of faith.
Hmm.
So first be my relationship with Jesus. I would say that without that, I could not be as happy as I am with as much as I have going on.
Amen.
I making sure I have alone time and getting away and really focusing on that. I would also say I do schedule time into my life like very seriously of the things that matter to me the most.
Yeah,
It's taken me a while to get there. I was addicted to email before and text messages and Slack messages. Now all those things have their time and place and they will get answered and in a timely manner, but now it's intentional. Like I
yeah,
put that time in my day. I have people that help me like with email at this point because as you get bigger, you really can't that's a crazy thing. No one ever tells you you go from small business owner to like leader of a business team. It's like it just happens one day because you're getting people on the team and you're being a leader, but you still have some of those small business tendencies of like, I've got to jump in, I've got to do all the things. So I've really scheduled out my time where I take the profit first philosophy to life. Like, what's important in my life? Like, obviously, my relationship with Jesus, my relationship with my wife and daughter. So, like, literally every Monday, I block off the whole Monday morning and I go to breakfast with my wife and we have like a date time while my daughter's in school. For
nice.
my daughter, like the evening is our playtime. And like I don't do things from usually 5 to 8 at night because like that's her time for us to bond and have a good time together. I'd say it's just you're being formed every day by the things that you do constantly. So just take a hard look at where your calendar is pointing and what you're doing, and that's who you're becoming. And
Yeah,
that's where I've had to take. I have not been always a good steward of this. Like this has been something that has taken probably, well, my whole life. It really has because for so long I was addicted to those things like, going on Facebook or Instagram
yeah,
and going on, and just doing the doom scrolling and then also checking emails all the time and like all that stuff, which I thought, like some of that was, oh, that's good a business owner. Like I'm looking at the emails all the time. But I've realized it's not. I need to be healthy. I need to be a healthy human being. This is what's going to happen. So I don't have social medias on my phone anymore. I only log into them. on my laptop and compute, for the computer and for some of the Facebook groups I'm a part of and give
Yeah.
some, stuff that I give there to those groups. Like this is where I have to be more intentional. There's a great book that helped me on this journey. It's called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry by John Mark Comer. It's a great one if you haven't read it. That just helps you start to see like, oh shoot, all this stuff that I'm doing right now is just contributing to my anxiety, to my
Yeah.
feeling rough all the time and all that. I know this was more than you bargained for when you asked me the question, but this has been something I've been intentionally focused on for a long time now. And I'm seeing the fruits. I am seeing the fruits of it where something might come through that isn't the best news because
Yeah.
I'm not infallible and I'm not perfect. So if something comes in and instead of just immediately wanting to just take care of, like let's get it done where I would have been like revved up before, being able to take that breath and say, okay, what do I really need to do here? Is there someone that I need to connect this person to? Do I need to jump on the phone with this person? Is
Yeah.
there a better way for me to handle this right now? Do I have all the info? Like if it's bad about someone else, like I need to make sure I get both sides now and not just assume things and just take one side of the story. It's really being able to sit back and say, I need to be able to see the situation for what it is and not what someone's telling me. So all that to say, how do I spend my time? Trying to grow, learn, and really be with the people that I love in my life.
Man, that's exactly the answer that I was looking for, you know. Everything you just, it wasn't too long at all. That was perfect. Um, I'm going through a phase of my life right now. I know we're running out of time here and you need to go. But I'm running through a phase in my life where I'm taking a lot of those habits and I'm doing away with them and I'm replacing them with new. And it's one of the hardest things I've ever done. But I
Yeah.
know that what's going to come back from that is so much growth and more success than I've ever saw and happiness, you know. So I love it, man. I'm happy that you've put that phone away. I'm going to do what you did. I'm going to delete everything off my phone, and unless I'm on the desktop, I'm not going to look at it. I think that's a really good advice. So I thank you for that. Um, so, you know, I want people to be able, because there's so many people out here that need profit first in their life. So many people. So how can, like, I want to put links in my description of this video, all of that. So how do you want people to reach out to you guys?
Let me make sure that this is still active because I like giving away my book usually when I come on to something like this because
Yeah.
like you said, people need profit first. And honestly, not a lot of people focus on the financial side of business from a very simple level.
Yeah.
So this is where like if they go to simplecfo.com/gift, it
Okay.
takes them to a landing page where they can grab my book and they can grab a profit first cheat sheet, which is literally like, here, take these in tandem. Like the book is obviously the in-depth, like 200 pages of details, where the cheat sheet is one page overview where you can start the process and go to the book for reference, of starting to implement. So if you're just starting out, that's where I would start. Get the cheat sheet, get the book, and start with that first deal. If you're down the road and you're like, good God, like I just need this help. I don't want to implement. I need someone to help me, like Simple CFO. On the second page of that form is like you can schedule a call with our team if you want to. We would just look at where are you now? What are you, like, is this a good time for you? Because you should look at a fractional CFO on an ongoing basis once you hit at least 500,000 in gross profit or revenue. So your income is around 500,000. Now, we do have a program for people that are below 500,000 where it's just implementing like good bookkeeping, profit first, and a dashboard. So it's like it's just a we call it laying the financial foundation. The simple things the owner can look at, and that would be if you're under 500,000, it gets the foundation laid. So if you're doing your first deals or whatnot, that's when you could do something like that. That would just at least get you on the right track. But if you go to simplecfo.com/gift you can at least get my book. It's the ebook and audiobook. If you want the print book, you could go to Amazon.
Yeah, awesome. I love it. I got the book. I've read the book. The book is so helpful. So if you guys don't have the book, you got to get it. Link in the description. Go to it. So yeah, man, thanks David for coming on here and talking with me. Is there anything you want to leave with people before we go?
Don't make profit an event like where you think it's one day in the future. Make profit a habit in your business. Make it a habit. but also take some of the lessons from Profit First, the core lessons, and apply it to the rest of your life, like we were talking to today. And that's how you find the piece that a lot of people are looking for.